I think we're all meant to do great things. We're all designed for a life of significance. And one way to think about how do we pursue that is this concept of finding our calling. And by that, I don't mean one specific role or job or vocation or even a ministry, right, that defines us, but how were we designed and what experiences did God allow us to do? And therefore, what are the types of things we feel called to do? When I left IBM after 38 years to found Steps Ministries, that was actually a multi-year journey where I was trying to figure out where was God calling me. Again, I leaned on what experiences did he allow me to go through? How had he designed me? And where did I feel pulled toward? So seeking to follow our calling is a good way to work on what's most important. And then finally, we could choose what matters rather than what's just urgent. You've heard the term the tyranny of the urgent because it can be that way, right? And by the way, there can also be the tyranny of the mundane, right? We can spend time in email or other endeavors that really aren't that important, but we just rather do them. So we have to watch out for those things. And I think a great tool to help us fix that is to come up with a life plan. Now, ask yourself, have you ever written down a life plan or do you have one now? You probably have plans at work. You have a plan for your finances. There's probably the odds are good that you spend hours putting together a plan for your vacation. Do you have a plan for your life? And I guess maybe because I'm a little bit of a nerd and was wired as an engineer, this is one that actually came a little more naturally to me. But it almost became necessary at times when I had to make tough decisions for me to be able to look back at something that I had defined as what were my priorities. And I know when my kids were young, right, where I was working a lot and traveling, and my company wanted me to transfer, and I had to think in the long run, based on my values and where I wanted to go in the long run, what's most important. And so when you have a life plan, you can make better short term choices because they're in line with the direction you're going in.